Scorpio. I apologize. The intro, I don't know what's going on with my phone. Some things are getting cut off, some things aren't. I'm just going to go ahead and start shuffling and talk about the extended reading. Isis Oracle deck on my Patreon only. This is exclusive content. This is only for you guys. And, hang on. And, the reason I'm pulling from that deck is so that I can enhance your gifts and help you enhance your gifts. Through this deck, it was through unconditional love using rites, rituals, incantations. So, learning spiritual lessons, spiritual passages, if you will, passageways. I like to think of rites that way, passageways. And we will be discovering all that on Patreon. So make sure to join me there. And if you'd like to book an emergency reading with me or tip me, you may do so down in my Linktree link down below. I have all that there for you. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. Oh, guys. Oh, my God. This is probably going to be the last reading of the day for me. I've had a migraine all morning, and it's like trying to come back. Ugh. Hang on. A card fell, but it's neutral, so I'm not going to pull it. Oh, my God. Sorry, y'all. My head is like, hurts so bad. Okay, let's go ahead and show me, please, for Scorpio. What is coming in for Scorpio? For the Fae blessings for the week. Show me, please. Clears the divine guidance. Show me, please. Clears the divine guidance. I know I said I was going to do that nocturnal card, but I'm not feeling necessarily pulled to it right now. Hold on. This one came up in the upright. Oh, yes. Sagittarius got this last week. Oh, my God. And y'all got this one, A Blessing of Glamour. I'm doing both of these. So, wow, that was quick. Okay. Quicker than the other reads I've had to do. That's so funny. Okay, Scorpio, here's the deal. So this card has to do a blessing of liminal space, and this is a blessing of glamour. Now, a blessing of liminal space is talking about tween energy and tween times. For people who do not normally work with the Fae, tween times and tween spaces are basically a great example of tween times is dawn and dusk, and tween spaces would be where light meets shadow. I know, it sounds so crazy, but basically, like, if you go outside and everything's light and then there's a space of shadow, that's a tween space. Or the woods. The woods is a tween space too. And water. I definitely feel like water is a tween energy because it is air and, water is basically air and hydrogen. So oxygen and, I'm sorry if I can get it out today. Oxygen and hydrogen, y'all. I promise. I know my stuff. It's just this migraine. Like, I woke up with it and I had this pain over it's like right above my temple, but I want to get this reading to you guys because to me it's important. And I took the medication, but it must be wearing off. So I'm like, okay, I guess got to go in with extra strength Excedrin here because the Motrin kind of worked, but not really. So that's all right. So that's a blessing of liminal space. But I told Sagittarius last week, this to me, because based on the actual print of this and the art book that I have for Amy Brown and her artwork, this is also like moon magic, moon fairy energy, moon kingdom energy, which is divine feminine principles, balance, and also water. So for those of you like a great example of this would be moon water for my people who make moon water. For my people who don't know what that means, it's a ritual that we do every full moon where we take an empty glass of jar and we fill it with water and we put it under the moon and it makes moon water. And it, each moon water is never the same because it also has to deal with whatever house the moon falls full on. So there's that too for my astrology witches out there who know what I'm talking about. Oops, sorry. High five. Man, I am having like crown chakra problems in this read, and hiccups, which deal with the heart. So, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and say this, Scorpio. I don't know what's going on, but I am going to tell you, not sure if this is me, but if you're having similar issues like migraines and, you know, if you keep getting them repeatedly, definitely go see a doctor to the point where it's like debilitating you. But hiccups, that's a heart chakra thing. You might want to do some heart chakra moon magic, if you will. Now, working with the Fae and the moon magic is a little different because this also has to do with Fae goddesses. Right? Well, not Fae goddesses, more like moon goddesses, but a great example of this would be like Hecate, Persephone, Selene, Luna, you know, which this, you know, all of those moon goddesses. Like, I know my stuff because I've worked with moon goddesses, but moon magic, you know, moon magic isn't just necessarily like dark magic. Some people use it for that, but it doesn't always have to be. You know, I'm seeing a thing on YouTube where everybody is saying, oh, moon rituals. Not all moon rituals are bad. You know, people who are trying to make moon magic out to be dangerous, it doesn't always have to be. It's the intention of the caster, first off. Secondly, what the spell is being used for, because not everybody uses magic for nefarious means. For those of you who do, I'm just letting you know, like, and you're going to start working with the Fae, you might want to be careful. Whatever, because with the Fae, whatever you put out comes back to you threefold. Okay? So you put out nasty shit with the moon magic, then nasty shit's going to come back to you threefold. Some people don't believe in the law of three. I am one of those people that I've worked with the Fae so long, oh, it comes back. It comes back. So I'm just letting you know. Now, if you put great things out there, great things will come to you. Okay? So just putting that out there, letting you guys know. But also, you got glamour magic. Now, glamour magic is so much fun. I have done glamour magic before, and it is a ball, let me tell you. It also is, it's fun, but it wears away over time. So for people who are wondering what glamour magic is basically like changing appearance. Now, a great example of this was like in The Craft where she changed her hair. You know, that would be glamour magic. But glamour magic in the 3D doesn't manifest that way. It's a great way to show a good example of practical modern glamour magic would actually be like where people enchant their makeup. It's a thing. It's a thing in the spiritual world where we enchant our makeup. That is, and you can use it, the moon magic, for glamour magic. Okay? But glamour sometimes is also used to conceal things, but not always. It can also change things. Another great example of glamour magic would be like, oh, I'm thinking of Van Helsing. There's that scene where they're dancing, you know, the vampires are dancing, and he's got her under a spell that she has to dance with Richard Roxburgh, and you see this whole court of like people, and you think they're at a party with other humans, and then turns out he turns her to face the mirror, and the room is empty in the mirror. Which means they were all vampires, but that's a form of glamour magic. Glamour magic in True Blood, now that I think about it, True Blood used glamour magic too, but not in terms of like looks. A glamour was used as like a term of getting someone under the control of, in True Blood, the vampires would, you know, glamour people with their eyes and get them under their control so they could ask to feed, or they could get information, knowledge, and then make them forget about it. So that's how glamour magic was used on True Blood. But it wasn't necessarily about their appearance. So I don't know why that popped up. Like those two instances popped up too, because usually in the Fae realm, glamour magic is normally associated with appearance, looks, makeup, hair, you know, that kind of stuff. But let's go ahead and read from the book on these two, because I want to make sure for a blessing of liminal space, I know I missed something on that one. I know I did, because I gave Sagittarius, there was some message I gave them that I want to give to you too. Oh, it's also about dimensions, shifting of dimensions. I wanted to mention that too. So this is the fairy gift of sacred gateways, sites, and enchanted times. Dear fairy friend, you have reached a great moment, the point to where you receive the blessing of the liminal space-time. The gateway, the moment, the choice is here. Let the liminal and the in-between become more and more apparent to you. May the blessings of the sunrises with their dawn colors and sweet beginnings be yours. And may the sunsets with their richness and splendor and their message of coming to rest be yours too. May the in-between spaces, the places where the fairies can reach you so easily and where you can discover your own inner magic, be yours. To be blessed with the liminal is to be blessed with the deeper magic of the natural world, to have the ability to step outside of the human rush and stress and worry and deeply experience the accepted. Also for you to experience the quiet spaces within nature that are so offered yet also rarely accepted. Find yourself within the sacred grove with the old wise trees. Find the space between the worlds and walk a while with guides and fairykin who love you and wish to be assistants to you. Find your way into the magic of your own life and soul. And leave behind the push, the stress that strips the world of its magic. May your intuition flow easily and accurately. May there be a sense of deep peace and trust with the world, and may you know that there is an abundant well of magic and fairy wisdom awaiting you. Every day, every hour within the sacred spaces and places, find the space in between. Find the magic that dwells within. Find the fairy circle in the field and let yourself be blessed again and again with the blessing of the enchanted ones, the sacred spaces that lie all about us. Blessings of the liminal to you, fairy friend. Oh, for anyone who thinks going through a fae ring is smart, do not do it. You heard me tell you, don't do it. A fairy ring is usually a ring of mushrooms. People go through it and they go through another timeline, or they come out. Most people say they come out, I don't know, fairy. It's like bad luck. They get real bad luck. I would say, word of the wise, go near it, don't go through it. Okay? That's something that I would tell you. Also, like I said, this talks about water and moon magic. And since you're water, you can easily tap into moon magic. But I wanted to point out that this also has to deal with... hold on one second. My migraine is like really slowing me down here. But it's like... It's talking about, like I said, going within with the divine, sacred, feminine wisdom. Yes, of course. But this has to deal with getting in touch to that. So if you feel like you've lost touch with it, you can do that. And the fairies are like, okay, we're done with that one. I'm like, all right. Yeah, it's like, I'm done. Okay. I hear you. I hear you. Blessing of Liminal Space card. I hear you. The Glamour card wants to take the reins. Blessing of Glamour, the fairy gift of drawing on the deep well of magical shape-shifting ability that lies within you. Ooh, so cool. I'm like, that is so cool. Scorpio. The blessing of fairy glamour is the gift of being able to change and appear a little different than how we feel to be. For some people, this could seem to a ruse or manipulation. In truth, though, it is the ability to draw deeply from within us to find the strength to become what we need to be. You are now gifted the blessing of fairy glamour, and you will find you can draw confidence from deep within you in challenging circumstances. The fairies will lend you some of their energy too, so you can feel brave within an intimidating situation or space. This will help you to overcome nerves and might prevent you from doing something you would otherwise enjoy. Find the strength to confront what must be confronted or head to a meeting with confidence. Fairy glamour is also the ability to physically change. So too, others may now seem a little taller, and you will have the greater belief in your own personal presence now. 2, this is to know that you draw your energy from within and have influence by showing all of what can be. Let the mantle of blessing of glamour now fall about you to help you feel and be powerful even when exhausted, to feel attractive despite social conditioning and criticism, to speak your truth when you feel afraid of what the truth's reception will be. May you be invisible. Oh yes, that's something else. May you be, that's why I mentioned it, the mirror scene. May you be invisible when you do not wish to be seen, and be seen when you wish to have your presence. Now you have the gift of glamour, and you can use it to call upon your own fairy blood to arise and be of assistance to you when the trivials of the human world can seem a burden. Draw upon the glamour from within and assert a boundary, repel a predator, create an impression, and believe in yourself once again. A blessing from the fairy glamour to you, friend. Okay. Before I leave you guys and before we go to Patreon, I need to touch on something. Fairy glamour and calling in your fairy blood it means like calling on your ancestor, your fairy ancestors, or ancestors that are a part of your bloodline who worked with fae. That is something I did want to point out that might be important to you guys. So other than that, we're going to go ahead and head over to Patreon. I will see you guys next. We're going to use the Isis Oracle cards to help enhance these magical gifts that the Fae have given you. And like I said, if you would like to get a reading with me, tarot, oracle, or astrology, my emergency link is down in the description box below. So is the Patreon link, my email, and my link tree, which has pretty much everything. So, and the tip link if you would like to leave me a tip. Other than that, I gotta head out, and I will see you next week, or I'll see you on Patreon. Bye, guys.